Hello, this video is about starting again at 50 or late 40s, same difference really. And I just wanted to do a little video about my own experiences because that is exactly what I was kind of forced to do. And it's actually turned out to be an absolutely amazing thing. And I just want to explain my situation, what happened to me and how I managed to kind of turn that around. Better than I would ever have hoped or thought possible during a very dark time when I was 47. So what happened to me was I'd been working a career, climbing that ladder. I was in the audiovisual industry and I'd been there for about 12 years. And I'd worked my way up from being, started in sort of telesales and then went into the technical side, became a technician for a while, worked on shows and events, and then was given a job as a business development manager for the branch of the small branch of a big company that I worked for, a big corporate company. And it was a pretty amazing times. I got a great big pay rise and a nice company car, and things were pretty good. I did quite well at the job, got a kind of sales background, so I did really well. And worked as a business development manager for 5-6 years, up until I think around 2010 when the recession started to really affect our industry. Lots of my friends and colleagues were laid off, had to go freelance. We're in that situation of having to find something else out of the blue, and eventually that's what happened to me. Even though I was doing quite well, still had lots of work coming in, lots of good clients that were staying with us, which was part of my job. But the people everyone was feeling the credit crunch, which it was called at the time, and so budgets started to drop, clients started to go with people who were able to do the job cheaper, all that sort of stuff. So long story short, my time came as well and I got made redundant. And it kind of couldn't have happened at a worse time for myself and my partner. We had a nice big apartment in the city of Glasgow, which we'd spent literally blood, sweat and tears doing up and renovating and turning it into a really quite beautiful home. So we had a mortgage on that, and we had actually remortgaged the house, borrowed more money against the house so that my partner could start business as a driving instructor. So to come home one day, actually on her birthday, with the news that I was being laid off was, to say the least, dark, a dark time in our lives. But I had a good reputation and there were still competitors who were interested in taking me on, and one of them did. But as happens quite often in the corporate world, they were really just looking for me to bring them some new clients who had been loyal to me in my previous job and they hoped would come with me. Now I did say I can't really promise that. It's quite a difficult thing if you've been in this situation to go to clients that have been with you for a number of years and who trust you and are very happy with the work you and your team have done for them. It's very hard to go to a competitor and then go back to those clients and say, look, I've moved, would you come with me? Some did, some didn't. But at the end of the day, about a year and a half went by and I was made redundant once more. So I suppose I have to be honest, my situation isn't as bad as some people might have been in that situation. Because of the length of time I'd been with the first company, I got a bit of a redundancy payout. I also got 6 months garden leave. So I was paid for, I think, 3 months of that, if I remember rightly, on top of the redundancy payment and final salary. And I got to keep the company car for 3 months while I went and looked for something else. And because I transitioned into another job fairly quickly, I hadn't actually spent any of that money. So, we had some savings, and that on top of it, my partner's business was just starting to take off. So she had a bit of income coming in. We don't have any kids. So, like I say, our situation wasn't as bad as it could have been. And I know situations that other people, friends of mine, have been in that do have kids and, other commitments like that. So I suppose it was a good time for me to just do what I'd always wanted to do and try and be my own boss. So although, like I say, we had some money saved up and I had the redundancy settlement, there's no way I could have started any kind of traditional job. Didn't have that kind of money for that, and wouldn't have been able to borrow the kind of money needed to set up any kind of traditional job. And I didn't even have much of an idea of what kind of traditional business I would want to set up. So being from a kind of industry that was quite technically based, I'd seen, and being the age I am, I'd seen technology just rise and rise and rise, the internet in particular. So I just thought the place to go to start a business has to be the internet. So I started looking around and found, after a couple of false attempts at starting e-commerce stores and franchises, that kind of thing, it just didn't fit with me. I just felt I'd bought another job. I eventually came across a company called Six Figure Mentors and got a series of free videos from them, which told me all about what they had been doing, the two guys that created the business, what they had been doing since about 2008, and what they'd been doing was basically becoming internet multimillionaires and creating numerous businesses on the internet. And they had formed a company, a sort of training academy really, which gave you all of the training, taught you how to actually create an online business, how to do all the marketing on all the different advertising platforms, how to do blogging, how to shoot videos, all of that kind of stuff. And also they were able to offer a pretty affordable, and in terms of what finances I had available, pretty affordable partnership opportunity. So kind of like a business in a box, promoting what they were doing, which I've always found is best. Even when I was a business development manager, I was really confident in what the team could do and the sort of equipment we had and all that kind of stuff. So when I was going out talking to clients about events they wanted and what they wanted to achieve with events, I was very confident in what I had in the background. And I very quickly felt the same way about SFM. And so it seemed to me a good idea to start a business with them as an affiliate partner, basically promoting their business, but obviously on the internet. And that happened, all of that stuff happened around about the time I turned 50. And it really was a major turning point. It went from being in the kind of depths of despair, quite honestly, to now having the kind of life we always sort of dreamed of in a fairly short space of time. We took the decision. I got some quite early good results from the business, enough to show me that, yeah, there was a really good income here, much better than I'd been earning 9 to 5 in a fairly stressful, high-level job. So that was enough to prove that it all worked, and this was a sustainable business that I could carry forward. And the big beauty about an internet business is you can do it anywhere. So we took the decision a couple of years ago now to actually sell the place in Glasgow. We sold it online very, very quickly and decided we would take a real chance and come and live in a beautiful area near the Highlands of Scotland, but really close to the seaside. And we rented a house first of all while we looked for something to buy. Again, quite a scary situation for me. I'd always been used to owning property. That was always my kind of backup plan. At least I've got this property. If everything else goes wrong, I can sell this and move on with some cash behind me. So we took the decision to do that, sold the house very quickly and for more money than we wanted. So again, we were in quite a nice financial situation. My partner's business had gone from strength to strength as well, so she was really quite busy and had good income coming in from that. So it was the time. People always talk about when's the best time to start a business, all that kind of stuff. There never really is a right time, but for us, there was never going to be a better time to do it. So we did that, took the decision, took a lot of balls, to be honest, to do that, because we didn't know if her business would work here in this little rural kind of community that we've come to. But it did. Very quickly we found there was actually a shortage of driving instructors in the area, and lots and lots and lots of demand. So she's been doing pretty well ever since, as has my online business, which really I can run from anywhere. We don't really live the kind of life now that we feel we have to take holidays from. If we want to go away for somewhere for even an extended period of time, we can, because my business basically travels with me in a laptop, and that's really all I need, a laptop and an internet connection. And it has been really quite superb, really the best decision I've ever made. And I have to say now that looking back, redundancy was probably the best thing that ever happened to me, because I probably wouldn't have taken that step. I would probably have just kept on my comfort zone, hopefully getting a little pay rise every now and then. We were quite comfortably off in that situation, and probably would have just kept on doing that until I retired on probably a pretty crappy pension, to be honest. But now we're in a far better place. You know, retirement's not something I really have to sort of think about because I don't really work that many hours. An online business is very different from a traditional business. A lot of it is automated and out there working for you 24/7. So if you're in your late 40s or 50, whatever, don't be daunted by the prospect of starting a business. It's traditionally been a pretty tricky time, not the sort of time in life where people look at starting businesses, but the online world is extremely different from that. It really is something that you can do almost on a semi-retired basis, even from your 40s or 50s, very easily, with the right training, mentorship, and the right products to sell. So if it sounds good to you, if you're in a similar sort of situation to what I was in, what I've described, then this is something you might want to take a look at. I'll put a link at the end of the video where you can go and get those same videos that introduced me to SFM and have a look at what they're saying, meet them, look at the community. There are actually now thousands of us all part of this kind of business community, if you like, all over the world. You're never far from someone to speak to if you want to. The training is absolutely incredible, up to the minute. The live events that I go to often are amazing and very inspiring and just give the business another boost every now and then when it needs it. So I've got to thoroughly recommend this if, like I say, you're in the same boat or similar to me, made redundant, whatever the major life change is, or you just want a major change in your life, then this is something you really should do yourself a favour and have a look at. So look for the link at the end of the video, click on it, it will take you to a page where you'll get a bit more information, and if you want to, you can put in an email address, receive those 7 videos over the next 7 days, and then have a look at the opportunity that's presented to you there and see if it's for you. Thanks for watching. My name's Dave, by the way. You can also, on the link at the end of the video, subscribe to my channel to see more of my videos if you would like to. Thanks again, and cheers for now. Bye-bye.